Evelyn Hannon founded JourneyWoman almost 30 years ago in 1994, at a time when women didn't have a voice in the travel industry. She took that first step and became one of the original solo female travel writers and an influential advocate for women to follow their dreams and listen to their hearts. Evelyn passed away almost 2 years ago in April 2019, but her legacy lives on in JourneyWoman, which I am so honored to continue, and in her family. I spoke with Evelyn's daughter Leslie about her new book, Swagger, which is being published in May. I was curious what lessons she had learned from her mother. Not surprisingly, there are many, but we'll start with 5. Tell me about the title, because it does feel a little masculine to me.
I define swagger as the ability to manifest who you really are and hold on to it in the face of all the psychological crap that's going to come for it, regardless of environment or situation. So it means you are one person, the same person who shows up no matter where you are or what the situation is, or whether you feel like you're in a place of power or not, or whether you're intimidated or not, or whether you're comfortable or not, you are still just one you. That is swagger.
How did you learn this, Leslie? Like, how did you learn swagger? Did you learn some lessons from your mom?
Oh my God, every podcast, every interview I do, I talk about my mother every single time, because, what my mother did for my sister and I was to raise us with this sense that we could accomplish anything, that there was nothing standing in our way. I mean, forget the fact that she was an ardent feminist, but she was a feminist in a really pragmatic way. She wasn't like a fist-thumping, bra-burning feminist. She would just kind of lean in and go, do you think men are actually smarter than you? No. Do you think that men can have? No. Do you think it's real? I remember she once said to me, Les, if a guy wants to open a door for you, let him keep opening the doors all the way to the top. That's on him, like that's how she saw it. She was much more focused on the power of being a woman and the myriad stuff that came with that. And she used to say to my sister and I, why not you? That was the question she asked whenever we had a dream or a desire or an ambition. And she would wait for the answer. She wasn't it wasn't hyperbole. She was waiting for the answer. And she would want us to come up with a reason why we couldn't have that thing or do that thing or go after that thing. So I grew up with this sense of nothing was stopping me. If I wanted it, the only thing I had to lose was the time spent in the trial. Authenticity and self-love is what creates acceptance, not assimilation. And being different is special and magical. And I was raised to be special and and different. My sister was raised to be special and different, and to embrace that 100%.
If your mother was still with us, and believe me, every day I wish she was, what do you think she would say about your book, and what might she write on your, book jacket?
In like 1982 or something, my mother bought me this giant thesaurus called the Word Book, and she wrote in it for when you write your first book. And she knew, and that's why the acknowledgement of my book was what it was, because she knew from the time that I was little that I was destined to write a book. So she gave me the courage to write it. And while she was sick, I couldn't write because I was so sad. And I lost my swagger during that, thing. And after she passed away, I pulled my shit together and I said to myself, Mommy is going to be so mad at you if you don't get this together and get it out there. So just pull your socks up, find your swagger, and do your thing. So I think she would have said something like, I always knew you could do it. I never doubted you for a minute. And I just sounded like her when I said it.
She was going to say that.
I did. Oh my God, I just channeled my mother. Thanks, Mommy. I always knew you could do it. Well, I have to say, and I'm definitely going to cry now, when I unboxed the books, it's the most that I've missed her in a year and a half, because she would have loved this. She would have loved every minute of it. She would have been tweeting and retweeting and sharing and she would have been standing on like cars and screaming swagger into the street. There was no greater supporter of what I was trying to do in the world and the platform that I was creating and the message that I was trying to share. And she would have been quelling on top of quelling on top of quelling. You know, she would have been unstoppable. Everybody would have gone, okay, enough now, Evelyn. We get it, swagger, it's a thing.
Yeah. What do you think she would think of the things we've done to keep JourneyWoman alive right now, and virtual events, book clubs, community calls every week, all kinds of webinars on different topics? I mean, it's kind of adapting to the moment that we're living in.
I think she is smiling down upon you as we speak, because I think so much of what you have done with JourneyWoman were things that she dreamed of doing, but she just couldn't make happen. There were, you know, like there was only one Evelyn, you know, and there were sort of limitations in terms of what she could kind of, you know, how far she could spread it. And I think, you know, there's a poetic kind of, I don't know, I don't like the word synergy. There's like a poetic kind of continuation or something of what it is, because she laid this incredible foundation. And then you came and serendipitously, beautifully, synergistically came at the right time and took it over, and have now taken it to the place that she would have loved to have taken it. And she would have been so proud of what you've done. I mean, you're killing it, girl. She would have been so, so, so proud, because this is JourneyWoman 2.0. Everything that it was and more. Nothing of what it was has been lost, but it's everything that it was and more. I couldn't be more proud of you. And
now you're going to make me cry.
I couldn't be more proud. Couldn't be more proud.
That's lovely. Thank you.